r/AskReddit by Redmond ETS. People in stock photos. What's the weirdest way you've seen your photos being used? I let a photographer friend take a stock photo of me. I looked sad in it and it ended up on some website about victims of abuse. What kind of abuse? This sounds interesting. It was general, like don't be a victim. I think the website was run by a city in California. In college, a photography student took some pictures of me playing classical guitar. I ended up in a Viagra ad. I was 19. I didn't even know I was in a stock photo until my grandma bought a picture frame at Sears with my T-ball team picture in it. I ended up finding myself on one of those now hiring posts on Facebook for a company I was trying to get hired at. This takes place many years ago when foreigners were a rare sight in Japan. I'm a big, friendly looking white guy, and I was asked to do some photos of a couple on a date. So I go around to some scenic locals with a beautiful Japanese woman, the photographer, and his assistants. Fun day. Took tons of romantic photos. And that was the end of it. Until a month or two later when my date and I showed up on posters all over the subway as part of an AIDS awareness campaign. Because you can catch that from foreigners, you know. Needless to say, my friends and co-workers thought it was hilarious, and amazingly it didn't have any noticeable impact on my dating life. Looking back, my only regret is that I didn't steal one of the posters. Edit. I can't believe my most upvoted post, by an enormous margin, is on my throwaway account. Yeah, still in Japan 25 years later, but now I have a semi-respectable job. So please don't dox me. Thanks for the silver, and all the imaginary internet points. The university took a bunch of professional photos of me and some friends for their billboards and campaigns. I was pretty surprised to open a handbook and find out I was the face of their fine arts program. Especially pottery. I was a neuroscience major. I googled my husband's name and a picture of him has been mistaken and mislabeled as Ann Coulter's husband. I have some friends that found one of their wedding pictures from Facebook somehow printed on a pillow in a market in a Middle Eastern country. Like, they just randomly happened upon their wedding photo in a random street market. They are from the United States. My family did a stock photo shoot when our kids were young, like 1 and 3. A picture they took on our porch ended up in the opening credits for The Americans. Not me, but my younger brother had his picture taken when he was about 9 or 10 for the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. My brother was a really cute red-headed kid with freckles and they asked my mom if they could use his photo for their promotional materials. A few months later, we get a brochure in the mail with my brother's face on it talking about the Big Brothers program. It was really funny because they had changed his name to Timmy, and in little kid handwriting written things like, "I really need a big brother," and, "Have you found me a big brother yet?" And then ended it with, "Love, Timmy." My siblings and I laughed a lot over it and called my brother Timmy for weeks. Edit. Wow. My first gold. Thanks, kind stranger. This will definitely be passed along. My friend was in a stock photo where he held up a baby picture, and it got used for an anti-circumcision ad campaign. Was pretty shocked when I saw his face on the side of a bus. I'm in an ad campaign in my home state in Australia for the government. I'm the face of Don't Buy Alcohol for Underage People. It's just me looking like a dad who's thinking of buying a drink, obviously for a teenager somewhere. Ironically, I don't actually have my own kids. I get emails from people I haven't heard from in years saying, "I saw you on the wall of the bottle shop." Which is kinda funny. My husband and I did stock photos when I was pregnant with our first. I ended up seeing myself later on the side of a bus as well as in a pamphlet for young moms, flattering, at my doctor's office. The more interesting part, though, is that my husband took part in another family shoot, various poses, cooking in the kitchen, etc. Years later I was looking up a colleague on Facebook and her cover photo was her and my husband chopping vegetables in a stock photo. My cousin took a photo of me wrestling my sister at a family reunion a few years back and it somehow wound up on an online forum about domestic abuse. I had a few of my friends messaging me, who were obviously very confused lol. I was asked to go to a big opening event party for a park in China. As a foreigner, this kind of thing is pretty common. They want some white faces. Free food and drink, all the other guests had to pay. But in the end they start guilt tripping me. Put on this traditional Chinese costume, they say, some kind of kung fu looking robe thing. Let us take some pictures, they say. Fine, I let them do it. A few weeks go by and random people start pointing me out in public. My students are giggling in class. Finally, when I'm out and about, someone approaches me. "Are you the guy from?" and shows me a picture on the phone. My likeness in Chinese traditional wear has been printed on building-sized billboards around the city. I look goofy as fuck. All around the city where I live and work. Edit. Sorry to disappoint everyone, but I spent a few hours going through old hard drives and was unable to come up with a photo. My only evidence to prove this story really happened is who would make up such a weird story as this one. I'm on the opposite end. I'm a graphic designer, so I spend a lot of time on stock photo sites, and I have so many questions. Some of the photos I've seen, there's no possible context that would make sense for them to be used anywhere. I remember seeing this on Reddit somewhere, but a guy submitted a stock photo of himself as a joke. Now it's used as almost every picture representing guys who can't get dates in articles. Edit. Thanks to user who found this. There was also another Redditor whose stock photo was used on vibrator batteries. I got used as a person with intellectual disabilities. I also did not know my photo was going to be used for anything. I had my photo taken in high school studying with my friend at the time. Almost 5 years later, my brother said I was in the county brochure for library services. The picture was most likely chosen cause of the diversity, Asian girl and a black girl. Not me, but my best friend. He did a photo shoot in some construction worker garb and a hard hat. We live in North Carolina, USA. I'm on a business trip in Chicago, and I stopped by a Walmart for some supplies. I'm in the men's work clothes aisle and there's my buddy prominently on the wrapping of 50-ish packages of work shirts. It was a weird wait, where am I moment. I knew he did some modeling, but not specifics. I sent him a pic. He had no idea it had been used. The guy is in every Walmart in the country and had no idea. In the military, some cameraman tagged along on a mission. Like 4 years later, I saw footage of me in a gun turret on the news. I guess news broadcasters oftentimes just play generic combat footage and photos that look Middle Easterny enough, and rightly assume nobody will notice that the shots were taken months or years before the actual incident they are talking about. That's all, folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.